Hello and welcome to Maths with Jacob. This lesson will focus on mean, median, mode and range. The mean, median, mode and range are very important measurements in statistics. They all tell a special story about a given set of scores. Let's look at the mean. Another name for mean is average. To calculate the mean, we add the scores up, so the sum of the scores means we add all the scores up and we divide by the number of scores. Let's have a look at this example. Find the mean of the following set of scores. So here we have 7 scores. So the mean will be the sum of those scores over the number of scores. When we add them up, we get 56. If we divide by 7, because there are 7 scores, it gives us the mean as 8. Example 2 is a very interesting example. Consider the scores here, where there are 4 of them. This one is unknown. This is the information we're given. If the mean of the above scores is 5, what is the value of n? So the mean is 5, which is obtained by adding all the scores up and dividing by 4. Because there are 4 of them. The way we simplify the numerator is n plus 19, so 5 is n plus 19 over 4. If we multiply both sides by 4, we get 20 equals n plus 19, therefore n equals 1, because 1 plus 19 is 20. So the value of that score is 1. The median. When the scores are arranged in order, the median is the middle score. If we have an even number of scores, the median is the average of the middle 2 scores. Let's look at first example. Find the median of those scores. We can clearly see that the median is 8 because it is the middle score. When you have an odd number, you can always have one number in the middle. For example 2, we have to find the median of those scores. Now we have an even number, so what we have to do is take the 2 scores in the middle. Find the average of those 2 scores, which gives us 5. So the median of those numbers is 5. The mode. This is the most popular score, or the score that occurs most often, or the score with the highest frequency. So let's look at an example here. Find the mode of the scores, which is this set here, that set of scores there. We can see that the mode is 4 because it occurs the most often. It actually occurs 4 times. That's why it is the mode. Example 2, find the mode of these scores. You can see clearly that this number occurs 3 times, that number occurs 3 times, so there are 2 modes, 5 and 7. And you are allowed to have 2 modes. The range. This is the difference between the highest and lowest score. It gives us an idea about how the scores are spread. So example 1, to find the range of those scores there, it's the highest minus the lowest, which is 7. So the range will be 7. Let's look at an interesting relationship between the median and the mean when there is a very special case, and I'll explain that with the next example. So we have seen how to calculate both the median and mean, so we know how to do that. This example will show the relationship between the median and the mean in a very special case. Consider the following test scores out of 100 for a small class of 11 students. So they are the 11 scores. It's easy to see that the median is 54 because that is the middle one. The mean will be the sum of those scores, which is 671, and we divide by 11 because there are 11 of them. So what happens then? That gives us 61. So 671 divided by 11 is 61. Now, the two scores 98 and 99 are much bigger than the other scores. So you can see those two scores there, they're quite large. They are called outliers. They can have a large effect on the mean. They do not affect the median. We need to keep this in mind when we are trying to find a score that best represents the total set of scores. So in this particular example, the 54 is not a bad way to represent all those scores. 61 is probably not a good example of how to represent all those scores because it is affected by those two large numbers. So we need to keep that in mind depending on the number of scores we have. So this video has introduced us to 4 important measures in statistics: the mean, the median, the mode and the range. And we've also seen a very important relationship between the mean and the median, the mean and the median in a very special circumstance.